guys, it is me, Stace. Today I want to share with you my design team project for Maymay Made It. The theme this month for the design team is to emboss like a boss, and that means that we can either use an embossing folder with a big shot or a cuddle bug, or an embossing gun with embossing powder. I chose embossing powder this time. Here is the front of the card. This is actually an easel card, which means it lifts up and just kind of sits like that. Really cute. There's a side view. Alright, so to get started you will need some cardstock. To keep it simple, I chose two colors. We have the base of the card. This piece measures 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. Another piece of red, 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. This piece for the inside is 1 1/2 by 4 1/4. The piece for the front is 2 by 2 1/2. Then we have the white pieces. You will need two of those. They both measure 4 by 4. The piece for the front, this piece is 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. For the inside, 1 1/4 by 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab our card base and our trimmer and a bone folder, and we're going to score this. You're going to first score this at 4 1/4, and then again at 6 1/2. Okay, you're done with that. You can set the trimmer aside. Take your bone folder and go ahead and crease on the score marks. And you'll see this piece doesn't fold exactly in half, and that is okay. Okay? Alright, so we have that, and this is going to form our easel. It's going to go up like that and create that. Alright, now let's work on the front of the card with all of our embossing. The stamps that I'm using is super cute. This is called Gingerbread. We'll be using the gingerbread man, the candy canes, the gumdrop, and also the greeting. So what I have over here is my ink. And we're actually using clear embossing powder. So I don't have red embossing powder, green, or brown. So I'm going to use clear embossing powder instead. So we're first going to grab our red. I'm going to bring in my little cutting board over here. Alright, so the key to this is you want to stamp and then dip it in your embossing powder really quickly before it dries. So let me grab our candy cane. Before I do that, I'm going to grab my little embossing buddy or powder puff. Just kind of tap it on the piece and then just kind of rub it. This just eliminates any kind of static. Alright, so we're going to ink up our candy cane in the red ink, stamp it down, and then go in our embossing powder really quickly, and then tap it off. We're going to keep on going back to that. I'm going to turn it again, ink my candy cane, go into this, dip it in there, and just basically rinse and repeat. So the key to doing this is making sure your ink is wet while you apply the embossing powder to it. And this is just a Nuvo Crystal Clear. All right, a few more candy canes, then we'll go on to the gumdrop. Okay, all right, now I'm going to change that out and go with my green ink. And we're going to grab the little gumdrop. And again, the same idea. Try not to touch what you already embossed. Stamp this down. Dip it in. You want to make sure you're rotating your images here. And then once all this is done, we'll just emboss the front of the card. So dip. Might be easier just doing it that way, dipping my whole piece in there. Turn it, and then stamp again. So it's a great way to get embossing done using a variety of colors just by using your ink pad and the clear embossing powder. Okay, and I think we can probably do a few more gumdrops, maybe one over here. And I think maybe one more, maybe two more. I'm going to do one over here in this corner, and then I'm going to do one over here real quickly as well. So I'm going to try to get them both in there, and then just cover that up with the clear embossing powder, and we're good to go. I'm going to close this up. I'm going to grab my heat tool. I'll probably fast forward this part and you'll see it change because it'll get dark. I'll turn this on. Okay, that looks pretty good. Hopefully you were able to see how they get dark when they're embossed. All right, let's go ahead and grab our white piece for the front. And we're going to grab brown ink this time and stamp our gingerbread boy and do the same thing. So ink him up really well. Before I do that, again, this little powder puff tool. And we're going to stamp him down. Straight down, straight up. And then quickly you want to dip that in the clear embossing powder again. Okay, and then we're going to heat them up and emboss them. Let me grab my little spoon. Okay. Okay, we're done with the embossing. Okay, the one thing I don't like about embossing is that you get embossing powder everywhere. Alright, so we are done with all that. Let's go ahead and close up our ink pads and we're going to assemble our card. Okay, so we have the red piece, the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. We're going to put glue on this fold. Okay, I'm just going to clear it off with the embossing powder. I'm using art glitter glue. And you want to go right to the edge. So right to the edge, up to the score mark. Okay, and take this piece and just line it up at the bottom and the sides, and that creates our easel. Okay, so when the card opens, we have this little fold. Okay, and now we're going to take the white piece for the front. And again, you want to have your glue go all the way to the edge. Okay, we're going to lay that on there in the center. Oh, I have ink on my finger. Okay, now we're going to take our red piece and put this on there. I'm going to put that on the front. I'm going to angle a little bit. Okay, now this little guy, we're going to flip him over. I'm going to take some sticky strip first, or sticky tape. Just put 2 pieces on the back. This is going to hold thread. You can see here, hopefully you can see there, I have a little bit of silver thread. That's an old thread I got from Stampin' Up. It's just a silver metallic thread. You can use any kind of thread you'd like, or you can even use twine. So I'm going to take this sticky strip off, the tape, off the back, maybe. Okay, do this side. I have no fingernails at all. Maybe my New Year's resolution this year will be to try to grow my fingernails, right? Okay. So we have the tape exposed. If you don't have the sticky tape, you can use an ATG gun. You just want to use a dry adhesive here. I'm going to take my thread, which I have over here. Just take a chunk of it. And again, if you don't have this thread, you can certainly use any thread you have. You could pick up thread probably inexpensive at the Dollar Tree. And you can use a green thread or a red thread. I just like adding a little bit of sparkle. So all I did was wrap the thread around my hand, my fingers. And we're just going to kind of scatter it about a little bit and then apply it to that score, that sticky strip behind there to help hold that down. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. I think the messier it looks, the better. Alright, and then take this one and do the kind of the same thing. I'm just making sure I have no ends showing. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to take that and Add some foam squares to the back. I'm going to do 5, all 4 corners, and then in the center. Okay, give all them a squish, then take the backing off and then plop it on the front of the card. And that quickly the front of the card is done. I think I hear rain. Okay, so you're going to put that on there. So just that little bit of something coming behind him, I think really finishes it off nicely. All right, now we're going to do the inside. Now you'll see there's really no place to put a greeting. That's where this piece of white comes in. And again, this one is just 4x4, same as the front piece. We're going to put it on the inside just like we would any normal card. Okay, this way you're going to have a place to write your greeting. All right, now we have this red piece. Now you have a few options here. You can either put glue on all 3 ends, lay it down here, and then you can put a gift card on the inside to make it a pocket, or just lay it down flat. I'm going to lay it down flat. But I think it's a fun idea to put a gift card in there. All right, and this is going to go right to the bottom. Okay, now we have our greeting. That's going to go on the white piece here. And the greeting I have, it says, what does it say? The best holiday memories are handmade. I'm going to stamp that in the green. We're not embossing this one. So I'm going to ink this up this way. Okay, and I'm going to stamp it down purposely crooked to avoid trying to go straight. Straight down, straight up. Perfect. And now I'm going to stamp the candy canes in the red ink on either side of that. And this stamp set has a right side candy cane and also a left side. I'm going to stamp the right one over there and grab the left side candy cane, ink that up, and stamp that one over there. Okay, let's close all that up or scoosh it out of my way. All right, now we're going to take this piece, we're going to flip it over, add some foam squares. This is what's going to hold the card up when it's an easel card. And what I like about this card is that it makes a really great presentation as far as being on a desktop or a table. Okay, give all them a squish again, take the backing off, and we are done. I think it is raining outside. And tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Well, actually, I'm filming this on Tuesday, but when you guys see it, Thursday is Thanksgiving. So while I'm here, I want to wish all of you guys a very happy Thanksgiving. All right, so there's the inside of the card. And again, you fold this up, and then it catches on that part there to make it stand. So there's that card. Then we have this card here. And I will have all the sizes below. You can also go to the blog post, which is Maymay's blog post, to see all the sizes and supplies I used. If you want to enter to win the card kit to make this card, go to my blog, leave me a comment. I'll pick a winner and you will receive the card kit along with the finished card. All right, guys, any questions at all, please let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.